a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with a resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death. Not even death.
You cannot defeat me. You can't make me bow down. You cannot defeat me. I will not give up. You cannot defeat me. You can't make me bow down. You cannot defeat me. Metaphysically, I transmute everything around me, so that physically I can transform the dark within to be spiritually primed to the fullest, so that no man can fool this. Warrior of the highest caliber, no literally trained as a fighter, trained as a samurai, and as a soldier in the U.S. Army infantry. Fuck with me and see my fury, like Bruce Lee. I'm gonna unleash my chi on me. Step up to me, and my energy will dismantle utterly your mentality, and it might put you in the brink of insanity. Teach yourself a lesson, forget about me, cause I don't exist. I flow through the ether, multidimensionally I share my insights. Call me a creature, almost like a ghost. I'll teleport back home like E.T. I'll be gone in an instant, so don't blink, so don't blink, so don't blink, cause you might just miss everything.
The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with a resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death. Not even death.
You cannot defeat me. You can't make me bow down. You cannot defeat me. I will not give up. You cannot defeat me. You can't
entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will, and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop on them. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death. Not even death.
What's his name? Salvador Sanchez, Juan Marquez, and Mike Tyson. Put in one. Sounds weird, but trust me, you'll see what I mean. And I was giving him a lot of body shots, so that's what kept me safe. The thing was, is I went to this gym for the first time ever, okay, and he arrived towards the end of the night, and he had a fight coming up soon, and no one wanted to spar him. I didn't know this. I was just there, and I was like, finish it up, I was already finished shopping, remember this was my first time there, and then they decided to ask me, hey, mind sparring? And I was like, I actually would love it. So I didn't know he was getting a fight. So they told me 3 rounds. No problem, cool. Hell yeah. And then they came out with the 4th round. I don't know why, but let's do it. So I wasn't trying to knock him out. He wasn't trying to knock him out. I noticed that the pace I was simply anything he was putting out, I was going to back to him. So he knew that if he went any harder, I was going to go harder. Yeah, so if he were in the ring, this guy would have took my head off. But this is only boxing. At this point, he took me to stand down. So that's what we went ahead and did. And we'll see. Let me know what you think. And I kind of made it like a coach where I was so small and so big. But when Mike Tyson was going to fight,
the entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will, and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop on them. Nothing.
You guys want to do something, it's fine. I will go to your gym. I don't live that far. I will train with you guys. I will spar with you guys. Anyone in your gym. Okay? And you will see that I don't talk shit. What I'm saying right now, it's an observation. But when you see my sparring match, you guys might think, oh, it's just a sparring match. No, man. When you see it, you're going to see, all right, that it wasn't just a sparring match. But enough of that. We'll talk some more. Again, I'm not talking shit about manipulation or RGPA, nothing. Oh, no. Trust me. I don't want to be put to the ropes for all those boxers. I'm just saying. Mikey Garcia should have won that. Yes, heard me right. Mikey versus Bushido won that fight. Okay, and again, not to take anything that was done. But here's number one before I get started with my work and start this video. Okay, try to punch yourself the proper way with the fist. You're gonna see it's impossible. You would have never been punched out. It would have been very different for all fights. The total box knows how to fight. Trust me, the total boxer most of the time will win. But you know how to do it. I have plenty of videos on how you can be a color boxer. I've done it all the time. Most of my fights go in the color fight. How much I weigh and stuff like that. I'm short for 5 days, but I weigh 145, 147, 150.
The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will, and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing.
You remember what you felt
not
like.
even
You were
death.
about to gas out,
Not
brother.
even death.
And that dude was nothing. I feel sorry for that dude from the beginning, man. He got lucky that the referee stepped in on that third round. That supposedly you can't turn him around. You can turn him around because you weren't hitting him in the back of the head, right? So it was legal. I don't know why that freaking referee did that. But it was good for the other fighter because you were about to beat him up bad. So anyways, the point is if you would have met a proper fighter like fucking even Lomachenko, dude, he's gonna use that against you. And trust me, you can do a great fight. Against Lomachenko, you can possibly knock him out. That's Lomachenko. If you don't knock him out by the 7, he's gonna beat you on points. Big time. If not KO. That's high here, right? And so I checked and I was like, oh, okay. Let's see, but the eye that's as big as the spider right now. I'm gonna show you. Anyhow, that's that. I'm not talking shit. I'm just giving you guys actual observation from my experience. You're 24 years old or somewhere on that age. Open up to this father, look at me. You see me in action, like, quick. Open up to your father, how the fuck do you see, man? It's that holistic, true Bushido code. There we go. Where I get started.
The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget, believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with a resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death. Not even death.
Cannot defeat me. You can't make me.
Sorry it's so skippy, but hey, that gives you slow motion so you can see better how we move and stuff. So there's that.
Forget about me, cause I don't exist. I flow through the ether. Multidimensionally, I share my insights. Call me a creature, just like a ghost. I'll teleport back home like E.T. I'll be gone in an instant. So don't blink, so don't blink, so don't blink, cause you might just miss everything.
The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget, believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with a resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death. Not even death.
Cannot defeat me. You can't make me bow down. You cannot defeat me. Forget about me, cause I don't exist. I flow through the ether. Multidimensionally, I share my insights. Call me a creature, just like a ghost. I'll teleport back home like E.T. I'll be gone in an instant. So don't blink, so don't blink, so don't blink, cause you
wrong with that. Just fight.
The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death. Not even death.
Cannot defeat. You can't make me bow down. You cannot defeat. Cannot defeat. Forget about me, cause I don't exist. I flow through the ether. Multidimensionally, I share my insights. Call me a preacher. Almost like a ghost, I'll teleport back home like E.T. I'll be gone in an instant. So don't blink, so don't blink, so don't blink, cause you might just miss everything.
The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death.
As you can see,
Not even death.
there's several times where I'm overcommitting and then he just sidesteps. So if I'm coming in, like that, but overcommitting, so right there I didn't overcommit. Overcommitting is that here. I know you can't see it, but it's getting way off balance and you're penetrating into it. Well, like this, you can
lesson. Forget about me, cause I don't exist. I flow through the ether. Multidimensionally, I share my insights. Call me a preacher. Off like a ghost, I'll teleport back home like E.T. I'll be gone in an instant, so don't blink, so don't blink, so don't blink, cause you might just miss everything.
The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death.
And he won't be able to throw, and he'll have to come back in and throw an uppercut or something. But by that time, you're already in him and you're throwing the uppercut before he throws his. Alright, so there's different things to do. Eventually, we'll cover some of them. Alright, cool. Girls, man, what's up, brother? What's good, team? How you been? Thank you for your input last time. Really appreciate it. I had a phenomenal time. That was the first time I do something like that. That was the first time going live. Maybe the second time, but the point is, before that, so many years, I had a hiatus from soul searching. Trying to cohere and balance myself from the PTSD from the war, you know? So, finally, done taming it, conquered it. Can't get rid of PTSD, but I use that anger, use that PTSD to convert darkness to light. So, thank you for your input that day. Really appreciate it. No way, it's still on?
Teach yourself a lesson. Forget about me, cause I don't exist. I flow through the ether.
Sorry, brother. This is BS. See, they keep messing with me, man. They just shut my other screen. I don't know if you can see that. There's a red square now. That's not supposed to happen. Earlier, they put an ad on my thing, and that video I was showing is not even public. And I don't monetize my stuff. I don't care about that stuff. But yet, a freaking advertisement came on. So, that's how you can tell, man, that not only happens here, but it happens in other social platforms, social networking platforms where they censor me because of the things that I talk about. They're not conspiracy theories, but they will raise consciousness. And you guys know that the powers that be, the ones that are basically done, they're done, man. It's going to be hell, though, for the next few months, but they're done. After that, there's going to be less control of the people. But the point is they always censor me. That's one of the reasons why I had to take a hiatus as well. Because I could never get anything done because they will always mess with my computer, with my internet, with all kinds of things. So, that goes to show you right there. Hopefully, yeah, everything looks good right now. So hopefully hopefully you can hear me clearly. But like I was trying to say that thank you so much, Growth Man, for the input that you put that day, because I never actually done anything like that. Let me get this red square out of the way. I don't know if you got a chance to even see that sparring session. I'm wondering if I can put it back on without much trouble. Let's see, maybe I could. Let's see. Let me try to do this real quick so I can put back Good thing I stopped at a. Where is it at? Let's see. So, like I was saying, Growth Man, thank you so much. I haven't done a live feed. That was the second time when you came on, and I never interacted that way, where you guys challenged me to try this combo, that combo, and we all learned from that experience. That was pretty cool. I mean, hopefully you did learn from that experience, um, but I'm hoping that I am allowed to put my video back on for the sparring session. Let's see, that I did a few years back with a pretty big giant. All right, let's see. Here. Yes, it is. The real power truly is in the spirit, in the warrior spirit, and that's what this channel is completely about. It's about empowering and enlightening the warrior spirit. Let's see, which one was it? It was. Where'd it go? Damn, that video is gone now. How's that even possible? Hold on. Okay, I think I know what's the problem. So I'm gonna put back the sparring session while I finish off my workout, and then we're gonna work on head movement, tips on head movements, because you shouldn't move your head. Okay, why? Because when you move your head, you naturally mess up. Whatever. This is weird what they're doing, man. I'm telling you. What the fuck? Sorry. Let's see. Goodness. So like I was saying, if you move your head, what do you think is happening to your brain? It has to compensate. When that happens, you lose your equilibrium just that much. It's the same as getting hit. So that's why you shouldn't move your head. All right. And that's what we're going to cover today. Okay. So my video's not gone. It's still here. So I'm going to try to put this on. Let's see. Let's go with. Give me a second, please. So I want to put you guys, put some sparring for you guys. So let's see how we're gonna do this. Yeah, and for some reason, see right now, it shouldn't be. This is not peak hours, so the internet should be good, but yet they're messing with this. So let me find the third round, and I'll check the comments for now in a bit. I'm just trying to get this going. Um, I might as well just play it from the beginning. Hopefully, it plays good this time around. Let's see. Okay, and okay, so hopefully they'll let me play it. Let's see. Um, so, yep, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so sorry, going so. So let's see, browser screen. There we go. promise you it'll be worth the wait. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, sorry it took so long, but hopefully you guys can see it now. Let me put up the volume. As you can see, it's unlisted, but somehow I'm getting ads on it for some reason. I don't monetize my stuff, man. I don't need to do that. The real power's in the spirit. Yes, it is. Oh, we got King Groove. Nice. I just noticed that. And I've been reading your comment this whole time. Let me mute that. So I don't know if you've seen the comment that I left. I'm basically doing a short workout before the night's over. I just wanted to cover head movement for a little bit. Thank you so much for the comments. Like I was telling Growth Man earlier, thank you, especially you too, King Grooves, for that challenge that you guys gave me that day. I never done anything like that before. That was only my second live stream, and I had a great time. And hopefully you guys did as well, adjusting with me. You see what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and watch that while I finish my workout. If there's any questions or anything like that, anything you want to add, let's go ahead and cover it. But today is mainly head movement. I'm almost done with my workout, and then I'll come back and address all the questions and things like that. So my apologies, it took me so long to get this back running. Hopefully I don't get messed with again, and hopefully it stays on. All right, so the story on this one is I was about to leave. This was my first time at that gym, and then this big guy came in wanting to prepare himself for about a week's out fight, and no one wanted to spar him. And I was about to leave, and they asked me if I wanted to spar, and I said, yeah, definitely. And it was only supposed to be 3 rounds, and then they added the last round at the end, 4 rounds. So let's see how this goes as I'm finishing up my workout. And again, if there's any questions or anything like that, let's go ahead and get it going. There's that. All right, so as you guys seen in that one part, this is why we shouldn't overcommit. All right, because if you overcommit like that, you seen what might happen. All right, so let's see. All right. All right, here we go.
Trying to maintain your fitness goal, but feel like you're not making any progress. That's because you haven't been getting accurate information about your body.
See what I mean? You see the BS that I mean? First of all, This video is unlisted, first of all. Second of all, I don't monetize my videos. Alright, so why the fuck is that ad coming on? You see what I'm saying? How they fuck with me? A lot. So, oh well, I'm gonna keep on working out. We must laugh at the face of our helplessness or go insane. That's a quote from Charlie Chaplin. Alright? Last one from Miyamoto Musashi. Sorry. The last one from Miyamoto Musashi. Trust the gods, but never rely on their help. It's always in here, just like King said earlier. Real power is in the spirit. Where's the spirit? The spirit is in here. It's inside of you, right? All right.
The mounted spears failed to break the shield wall. It was Saxon indiscipline that finally lost the day. They broke ranks and charged forward. William's cavalry was able to quickly turn about and decimate the scattered troops. They would ride up, throw their spears, ride away again, turn, come back, up the hill, throw their spears, and away again. The cavalry worked hard, and it wasn't as efficient as later when they got thicker lances and then tucked them under their arm, and then they could get in and really start to push you back.
So that spear analogy was, let me put this down for now, Spartans. The Spartans, they were referring to the Scottish, I believe, Scottish cavalry. Sorry, Scottish cavalry. But what I was referencing overall to use, make that practical into hand-to-hand combat, is like the Spartans or any other knight. They had their, see, I'm being cut off. They had their shield and they had their sword or their spear, depending on what type of opponent you had at the time, what type of enemy. Sometimes, I don't know if I was cut up or not, but it just went blank again. Hopefully I'm still on. So, we are now live. Maybe it cut and it went to another one, but oh well. Growth Man, if you're still on, I don't know if Alright, so hopefully you're still on, because I was just cut off. But like I was saying, all knights, Spartans, they had a shield and either a spear and a sword, and depending on what your enemy is, you might need the spear for distance. All right, and this is what I'm referring to right here. I'm a short dude against this guy that you see me sparring with, so I had to use my spear. And that's why sometimes I would overcommit, and there was few times where he just opened the door, I blasted through, and he just hit me, right? After a while, I was like, all right, fuck my spear. I'm gonna use my sword now and my dagger. And that's why I started doing the chopping the tree down. And after a while, he would scrimmage right before, even if it was just a feint, so that I can make him open, feint, and then overhand, upper hook, meaning feint to the bottom and then overhand hook to the top. He would go, and I wouldn't even hit him, but that's how much I was hitting him, so much in the stomach. And that's what kept him at bay, because he didn't want to get hit in the stomach, because no one's ever checked him like that, because he has such long reach. But I know how to get into people's reach. I used the spear analogy because he was using his spears against me. Okay, but I knew how to weave and bob, hence why we're going to cover head movement in a few minutes. How to weave and bob away properly. Again, don't move your head. Many people do too much head movement. All you need to do is move with your legs, and your head is going to move away from the line of target, right? So the reason why you don't want to move your head a lot, all right, is because your brain has to compensate inside your skull. So if the brain is moving, you're still losing your equilibrium for that much, and that can mess up with your accuracy range and all that. But if you're moving from the legs and your head is still, and you have your face mask, there's also shoulder, pawn. We can go to the game of chess. All right, here's your bishop. Here's your pawn. On this side, you have your horse and the L, right? This is your rook that goes straight out, right? And then your legs is the queen, meaning you can go anywhere with your legs. You can even switch southpaw, all right? Just like Mike Tyson does with his peekaboo. He's mainly orthodox. So if one foot is slightly more forward, but he's creeping, right? Creeping. But then when he gets there, you'll see in this last round, hopefully, I can't tell if you can see that, but once you're right there inside of him, you can choose either side. Doesn't matter. So once you're got them in the corner, right, they can't really move. From here, you can square off to give deadly uppercuts, hooks to the body and the head. But notice how I'm moving. Look how much I'm exposing myself. Not much, just for a split second. That's what Mike Tyson does. And then from there, if he's losing his balance, just like Jack Dempsey, right here I'm losing my balance this way, boom. And now I'm loaded up. Ha ha ha, I'm losing my balance this way, whew, come over. Ha. Just like Lomachenko does. Jack, boom. Now he's on, if you're orthodox, all right, Lomachenko goes here, and now he's on your blind side. Now it's difficult to, oh shit, and he's already hitting you. All right, and remember, Lomachenko, just like Pacquiao, they're orthodox, but they fight southpaw. Try it one day. Obviously not in the gym, but just try it by yourself, and you will see that, it is kind of odd, it is difficult, but for some reason I can punch faster, harder. Why? Because you're being playful. You don't put too much thought to it. If you go back to your normal, you want to fight as a train, and then you're limited. Hence why Bruce Lee would say the art of Jeet Kune Do has no style. No style is better than all styles. Practice all, follow none. All right, gotta finish off my workout and then. Yeah, cool. Glad keeping you entertained in a proper way, growth man. It's helping you grow. So here goes the last round, and you be the judge of if my tactics worked after the third round. I was only supposed to fight 3, and then they surprised me with the 4th. So like, all right, you guys want to play around? Let's do this then. See what happens. All right, and you can tell I'm not going all loud. He's not going all loud, but you're gonna see what happens. All right, so you be the judge. Who won?
שעם שלם הולך אחרי הוראת שקר. האם מנסים להסתיר מאיתנו משהו?
2000 שנה משקרים. זה עם שלי.
See what I mean? It's bullshit. Fucking bullshit, straight up. I don't monetize my stuff. Why is there a fucking commercial on there? You see how they try to take advantage? That's gonna stop, man. It will stop pretty soon. Mark my words. But we will see hell from now until about February. Mark my words. Hopefully you guys done your inner work. Not you, growth man. I can tell you've done some inner work, but whoever else watches this in the near future. Yeah. I don't want to give that experience to my viewers. I can care less about the money. I want you guys to flow through the flow I'm trying to present. You see what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with me. No. Think about it. Why would you want to see stupid commercials when you're in the flow and you're like, you're following along? It doesn't matter what viewer you have. To me, obviously, if you need the money, yeah, okay, do it. But still, it messes with the experience. But I don't want to give that to you guys. So hopefully you guys will reciprocate. How? By commenting and sharing your guys' experience. Maybe not of what's happening here, but maybe something that's relevant, because someone else might see it and they're going to be like, oh, wow, that's relevant to what the dude is training on. And I can learn more from those comments that are coming in. All right, so watch that last round, bro. You're going to love it. Do you see his timing? That's how you can tell he's a real professional for Muay Thai. So he knew how to time it properly. But I wanted to show you one more time that Mike Tyson type of motions that I did. Right here. Notice that feint step. So right here, a feint step, and I see what he's gonna do. Hold on. Right here, feint step. It sucks that it goes so slow. Come on, guys. So right there, I kind of feint step. I watch what he does. It's not gonna work. Damn it. Oh well. So right here, check it out. I come in, I give him another. That's a probing jab, meaning that was my spear. I shoved my spear into his face, and then I came with that overhand right, and then I placed myself like Mike Tyson would. Check it out. Bam, overhand right, bam. Got him in the guard, but that's what positioned myself to throw that left hook still on his guard. That's how good he was. But then that crazy right was on his body. And then, I mean, I'll just play a normal time, but you see what I'm getting at right there. You see what I'm saying? Oh, King Groove. There you go. Float, yep. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I don't know if you guys notice. I go southpaw. I don't know. Did anybody pick that up? Towards the end of the round, check it out. Look how I go southpaw and watch this dude. That's his buddy. All right, and watch him. That's how you can tell he's a Muay Thai fighter. He's barefooted. All right, I had my boxing shoes on. All right, but watch him when I turn southpaw. He's like this. He's watching. He's like, all right, yeah, do this, do that, telling his buddy, right? And then when I went southpaw, he's all like, wait, is he southpaw all of a sudden? And him too, the fighter. He's all like, what the fuck? Like he didn't know what to do because I was right orthodox the whole time. So check it out. Here's where I go southpaw. Where is that? Right here. So watch the transition. Oh, I'm already southpaw there. Southpaw there. Right there. That's where I transition. So watch that, the slick transition. Here's orthodox. And I was like, oh, this guy's trying to hurt me. So I was like, all right, I'll go southpaw. Let's see what you do. Right there. I already turned southpaw. No. Sorry. Here we go. Switch. Without even knowing, I'm already southpaw. Watch this guy. He's like, wait, is he southpaw? See? Southpaw. So as you can see, guys, what I just did right now was that crazy spear. Look how I sent him. All right. The way I punch the way I was trying to say with this. Not like naturally how most people strike is with this. Because the way we punch naturally. But you have to force yourself like in karate to hit with that tip, the hardest bone. When you do that, your metacarpals get less chance of being broken because all the weight, all the force is being distributed throughout the entire palm, not just the boxer's fractures. Because remember, when we naturally punch, you punch like that. But if you punch this way, now you can have that much more reach. And watch how I hit him, but the way I position from shoulder to elbow to forearm to wrist is one straight line. And that's what I mean about, not only that, it goes all the way to here, bow and arrow style. It goes from here all the way through, bam. But there's a certain way, and right here you'll see it, that you don't compromise. And how much I send them back. Right here. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. It's coming up right here. Watch how much I send them. Right here. See? So there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and cover a little bit of let me move that screen out of the way. Let's see, where are we? Get this one out of the way. Bam, we'll send it there. Alright, we should be good now. And I was just gonna finish off with showing you a little bit of what I consider to be proper head movement, which has nothing to do with moving your head. You move your feet. Tips for economy of motion. Utilizing your legs as defense, because your head will move, so that's technically defending your head, but also dictating the range by moving your head. All right. Not only that, but use your head as misdirection. Not only that, use your head as momentum to throw your punches. Let's see. Yeah, it shows it. Let's see. So you might not be able to hear me well because I'm gonna be closer to the bag. But let me see. After I do some motions right now here closer, I'm gonna show you some motions. Then I'm gonna go a little bit, just a tiny bit hard, maybe not hard, but fast on the bag, so you can see how I move my head wherever I want to punch. All right. So if I'm gonna punch a right, overhand right, I move my head the way I want that right to move. But look at my shoulder, look at my guard. The chin is properly, no matter what, blocked. Chin blocked, chin blocked. But yet I'm hitting, and I can just position back to position of power, pop, what I like to call pop, position of power. So let me check if there's any new comments. There's a yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off, and then we'll be good for tonight. So defense. Well, we should say, yeah, first we're gonna work on defense by way of no blocking. We're gonna misdirect the opponent. Okay, we're going to make them open themselves up, create their own openings. We're gonna be perfectly guarded. We're just gonna be moving certain ways, right? And I'm gonna show you how to do certain motions to create economy of motion, so that your head moves way out of your opponent's range, but yet you're still within the range. All right, so so first of all, just like Wing Chun, squared out. For boxing, you don't want to do this, but this works good for Wing Chun. Economy of motion. This gives you a nice center of gravity to be able to stay within your opponent in their center of gravity. All right, when you point your toes in and you dig to the ground and you set yourself into the core. But for boxing, this is too big, right? It's too big of a target. So we're going to compensate, but keeping this spread. In boxing, this is what they teach you. Now I'm one straight line with you, but when there's a hook coming, doesn't matter how good you are, okay? If you're tired and this and that, and there's a hook coming, and you can't move away from it, move away from that hit that's coming to your head. Something just fell from up there. So if you're like this and you have to take the shot, boom, you're gonna get off balance because the way your heels are naturally. If you're tired. If you're not, of course, you can open up, move out of the way, right? But if you're tired and you're used to this, you're trained like this, you're gonna fight like this. All right, when those hits come, you're gonna lose your balance and you're gonna have to compensate. So, I learned this from the military, 8 years, recon platoon infantry. The best way to shoot to clear rooms when you're clearing rooms with your buddies, it's not like this. For one, this is too difficult, it's too time consuming, right? To walk this way towards the front, naturally, right? You're not gonna tell me that's not what you do in boxing. In boxing, you still do the same thing, but what do most orthodox fighters do? They fall, they fall, they fall, because it's natural to fall, circle naturally. And what do your coaches do? They make you go to your opponent's, away from your opponent's power hand, right? If you're with another orthodox, go away from their power hand. So naturally, they make you go that way. But that's not a good thing, actually. Yes, to go away from the power hand, it is. But to fall back like this is not a good thing. So they always teach you to not fall back. If anything, go back and forth, right? For the most part. So, and like I was saying, another thing, sprinters, they don't stand like this. Look at my feet. If they're gonna sprint that way, they don't stand like this. You can't explode forward. How do sprinters? If I'm going that way, look at my feet. It's this way because they're gonna fire. Oh, it's not this way. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing. So what I learned in the military, right? Because the M4 is small. It's small. It's not the freaking M16 carbine where it's that huge rifle. No, the M4 collapses and it's small because hand to hand, if all of a sudden if I miss a corner and someone comes out, all I need to do is drop that gun because I won't be able to fire him. I won't be able to shoot at him. It'll be too late to get my sidearm. So all I do is drop the weapon, grab the motherfucker, slam him, and fucking take his head off. Alright? So this is why you walk this way. You don't walk this way. You're gonna trip your fucking ass off. Alright? So what I'm saying is naturally, shoulder width apart, 1 foot forward, natural step. After that, doesn't look like it, but get off your heel. Over here, just a tiny bit. Over here, big time. Because from here, you can explode easily. Forward and back. Boom. Now, to go back, you don't jump back. Obviously, you don't get off the ground, but you don't jump back. All you need to do is lift that leg, fall back. And already, I didn't waste energy. So, whew, whew, look at my head. Whew. So, shoulder width apart, natural step forward, front foot dissecting the center of your opponent. Back foot almost straight, but waist you don't want to have it this way. Unless you're in close, okay, it's okay to have that big target because you're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. But here, all you need to do is look how small this target is. All right, it's like fencing. The same exact thing. Make that target small. Now, this may feel weird to some of you, but eventually you'll get used to it. If you see yourself in front of a mirror, all right, and now by doing that, on a smaller target, doesn't matter which way, but now look how far my shoulder is back. Now I can load up all that. When I bring this back, I can bring this shoulder forward naturally. Again, bring the shoulder back, and then look how much reach I have. All right, so I'm gonna do normal fighting, normal stance. You cannot tell me. Look at most of our professional fighters. Almost all of them. When they're tired, yeah, they're badass. Yeah, they're fucking up their opponents. But watch their feet. They're completely flat. Completely flat. No matter what, always completely flat. Alright, so I'm gonna show you my range being completely flat. Even when I go out, they keep their fucking foot flat. Most of the times. They train sometimes pivoting those toes, but when you're in the heat of the moment, it hardly ever comes out unless you do certain things. So I'm gonna show you guys when my range is flat-footed and when my range is like a dancing ballerina with my toes up high. All right, and you're gonna see how I distribute my weight so I don't fall forward and yet I get so much more length. So first, normal way, then the way I have adapted by Miyamoto Musashi, the Book of Five Rings. That's my range. Now, with everything, I haven't moved. Now I'm gonna add all the body mechanics from toe to top. You see how much I penetrated? I'm just gonna move to the side a little bit, but when I did that, look how much, and I'm not off balance here because of my foot. It's in the back, but I'm on my toe. I'm not losing power. When you leave it flat, it's hard to do that. And there's no confidence. Yeah. Alright, notice how when I move forward, I'm moving the front foot forward and the other one follows. If I go back, lift my leg, drop, bam. Never this way, because now you're off balance, you compromise. You're going to the right, never crisscross, you compromise. Some of you might get away with it, but if you meet me, trust me, you won't get away with it. I'll step in with my Sparring shell, and in that moment, no matter how good you are, you're gonna want to block for a split second. That split second is more than what I need to light, ha, 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 hard. Of course, that was slow motion, but see how it just moves in this economy of motion. It may look like I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm hardly ever getting off the ground. As you can see, there's dust everywhere, and it's not going up because I'm not jumping and bringing that dust up. It looks like I'm jumping, but I'm not. So if you move your head too much, you're gonna lose your equilibrium. If you're over here, it's gonna be hard to gaze that target just right because your head moved this way all of a sudden, it stopped. But what does the brain do? It keeps going and it jolts. So you yourself, you're giving yourself TBI, traumatic brain injury. Yes, you can get traumatic brain injury with movements like that. That easy, especially the older you get. So if you just, like Mike Tyson does, he never really moves his head, you know. All you need to do, watch Salvador Sanchez. Boom, just barely, and they're grazing on. Yes, they're grazing on, but he's barely moving around, letting you do your combinations, And it's just waiting, boom, boom. Yeah, you hit me, but you didn't hit me in my chin. And then all of a sudden, just like Pulmonar Marquez. Beautiful counterpunching. So, the other thing is, don't move your head this way, you're off balance. All you need to do is just that little tiny bit. Big step, little step. And then adjust. Southpaw, same thing. Big step. Just for that split second. Yeah. No one barely followed. But then from here, I can gauge what I need to do to either, doesn't matter. Notice that third one. It's just a spear to keep them at bay. And once I land, I use that as a mild form of plyometrics to explode back. And last thing, while you're moving around so much, get into a rhythm. Don't really breathe out after every single punch, but definitely breathe out after your power punch. If you don't, you're gonna get tired a lot quicker. Let me see if there's any comments. No comments and 2 people watching. Cool. All right. And so what else? So like I was saying, you don't have to breathe after every ha ha, oh ha ha. And please don't yell. Even if you're trained that way, you're wasting energy doing that. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure you don't get intimidated by someone yelling at you. And someone screams high pitch, that's a whole different story. Why? Because it truly, whether you like it or not, it truly has a psychological effect. What do you think a lot of Native Americans will scream high pitch? I can't do it right now because it's so late. But they will scream high pitch, all 300 damn dust. And I haven't sipped not one bit of water, so I gotta get my water. It's over there. But what do you think all 300, all 700, however many men were coming, they will all scream at one time? Man, I wish you guys can experience what at least 100 men sound like. Stomping at the same time, pounding, just pounding their chest, even though they're half a mile away, just pounding their chest, and then screaming. What that sounds like, it actually does intimidate. And if you do it like high pitch, like Bruce Lee would do, it has a psychological effect on you. It's somehow in a self-defense mechanism. Think about it. How do baby sounds? High pitch. How do women sound? High pitch. So for a man, you get into that defensive, like, oh shit, all of a sudden. So that split second, you're off focus because you're like, even though you know there's nothing wrong, the high pitch, it just naturally makes you kind of buckle for a split second. That's why the Native Americans would scream right before they grab your head, fucking cut the scalp out. It's because it stuns. It stuns the consciousness of your opponent. It really does. It's weird how it works. That's why in women's self-defense, it's natural that you need to teach them to scream at the top of their lungs as they're trying to get away. For one, it stuns them. For two, it brings attention, and hopefully the woman gets away safe. But I was saying, don't. You're wasting energy. You're wasting ATP. You're losing your equilibrium for that much. There's other ways to raise your adrenaline if that's what you want. And not only that, you don't want to have your adrenaline up the whole time. Just like Miyamoto Musashi, yeah, it's right there right now. Whatever the way. A true master of strategy never appears fast. A true master of strategy doesn't have to scream because it's on here and I can beat you from here and here. Just saying, overall, so From that, I'm going to show you guys how the head movement gives me a lot of momentum to hit with a lot of force and try to see how much I expose my actual chin. You won't be able to see much. I'm going to try to go from sideways to front as best as possible so you can see, but I'll be on the way. Then I'll try to go backwards too so you can see me from the back. So you can see how much I move my hands away from my chin, from my guard at all times, no matter what I'm hitting, even if I switch to southpaw. And that'll be it. After that, we'll be done for tonight. Let's see if there's any comments, and then we'll close down shop because it's late. Wow, it's already midnight. I was cut off because for some reason it shows like it's as if I just came back in. And then thank you, Growth Man, for letting me know that he's still here. Cool, we have 3 people watching. Nice. I can tell one just came in because I only have 2 thumbs up. No, just kidding. All right, so I gotta get going with this so I can show you guys where I move. I'm moving the head, but with my body, not just moving my head. Because look, that's actually bad for the neck, anyways. Okay, and again, when you're sideways like this, trust me, I was in the military shooting moving targets. It's difficult to shoot moving targets, even if you train for 3 years straight. It's difficult to shoot moving targets. So it's the same thing as you moving your head, even though the target may not be moving as much, meaning your opponent. If you move your head a lot, it's the same thing as trying to shoot at a moving target. It's that much more difficult. So you want to keep your head level. What do you think the saying comes out? Be level-headed, right? Because you want to keep your head level no matter which way. See how my chin is level. It's not up. And they tell you in boxing, tuck it in. Yes, tuck it in when the hits are coming. But if you tuck it in all the time, you tuck it in when you're punching, you're clenching, taking away from your power and speed. Okay, by clenching your chin like this at all times. You're trying to punch like this. Obviously, they don't make you do that, but I'm saying, you'll see me sometimes with my chin a little bit up, but it's not that my chin is up. You'll see that the chin is leveled. It's just that I might be extended, so it looks like it's up, but it's not. It's only up for a split second, and again, what's there? All right, so it looks like it's up. So, anyhow, now I'm gonna show you guys guarding with your feet, not with your arms. You do that, now you're open. You do this, now you're open. So all you need to do is, that's it. If they're gonna try to hit you here, hit you here. If you do it the other way, if you try to block it, now they can easily, like Mike Tyson loves to do. So never block. Unless you're in a street fight and they're coming at you with the bat, then you can open your arm up, because you know that's all it is. One heavy bat, they can't really wield it around that easily. It's only coming one way. So you can block or make them go that way. Now they're wide open. Grab them, bam, bam, take everything. So anyhow, here we go. I like to do it with the mouthpiece in. I'm gonna throw a little bit of MMA just to finish it off. It's not crazy hard, but I'm hitting it too hard to where it makes a lot of noise. And I just heard the neighbor's dog barking, and I don't want to wake up the neighbors with their dog barking, possibly thinking there's something wrong with their home. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop now, even though I was only gonna go for like a minute and a half longer at full speed, not full speed, but hard speed. I know I keep saying it, but Warrior Wednesday coming up. I think it's Tuesday now. I'm gonna cover how to condition the knuckles, how to protect the knuckles, how to strengthen the knuckles, the bones, Wolf's Law, things like that, and possibly how to wrap your hands, depending on the situation, whether it's a sparring, you're working out at the gym, working out at home, except for professional bandaging, because that takes a long time. I might just explain why they do it that way, how it looks all technically beautiful the way they do it in the professional when you're ready to fight. For boxing, they use a lot of different tape in certain ways to not only protect your knuckles but also give a little bit more damage than usual to your opponent, and to protect your knuckles while you're doing that, because you're going to naturally be a little more confident. They're going to throw a little harder, which means what? You're at higher risk of hurting your hands. And that's the last thing I'm going to close off with is, honestly, you might think I'm crazy, but never follow through completely. As you've seen, am I really old? Man, sparring is from 2013, 2014. You've seen what happens if you follow through, right? Like Bruce Lee, snap your punches back, because you're bringing your guard back quicker than you threw it out. Not only that, when you hit, you're protecting yourself more, but then you send a lot more shock. And you, again, lower the risk of yourself hurting your wrist, your bones, your metacarpals, your ligaments and tendons. And trust me, if you train properly, you don't have to hit the chin hard. But if you hit it many times, especially chopping the tree down, which then they're going to drop their hands after like the 4th, 5th round, because for one, it gets tiring to hold your hands up. And if you're chopping at the tree down, they're going to naturally want to crouch down a little bit more and leave this a little bit more open. And then you'll have your chance. So that's the last thing as well. One more thing. Never headhunt. If you headhunt, you see how difficult it is to hit that double end bag? That's what's going to happen. If you headhunt, chop the tree down, man. The head's gonna come with it. And then once the head is wide open, because they're just gonna leave it open, you don't even have to hit hard. Just hit properly with a twist, because when you twist, not only are you hitting it, but you're twisting it so it's going at a weird angle, and they will mess up their equilibrium. Their feet goes, and then you can one more time, body, last bit of air out, and then one last time over the head, bam. Because they have no more oxygen, you don't have to hit hard, and they're gonna hit the ground. In the sense, they're gonna give up for that moment. They're gonna try to get themselves back, depending on how hard you hit them on that last one. And then the next time around, same thing. Knock the air out, then hit them in the head, they're gonna drop without you having to risk yourself up. And then you can fight again in a month and a half if they allow you. If not, if you try to look what happened to Mayweather. He broke his hands, what is it, like 3 times already? So he's one of the greatest ever, yes. But at least he's good here. He didn't get hit too many times, but his hands are really bad. But he might not need them, meaning like he'll be able to hold things. But I'm saying like he's not gonna need to work for construction or anything like that anytime soon. But the point is, still, why not fight to live another day? Not just live to fight another day. You see what I'm saying? So I'll end with this. Morihei Shiba. Yes, I said that right. I know it sounded kind of weird, but it's a Japanese name. Morihei Shiba. He's the founder of Aikido, aka old great sensei. He states, a warrior is always engaged in a life and death struggle for peace. Think about that one. A warrior is always in a life and death struggle for peace. Hence the Bushido code, compassion. If you find yourself without a single issue, problem, you're balanced, you're good, you have income coming, you don't need anything, you will go out of your way, according to the Bushido code, because of compassion and benevolence of rectitude and dignity and many other principles of Bushido, 7 plus 3, sorry, 7 Bushido codes. The compassion one, if you have nothing to worry about anymore, you will go out of your way to search for something to make better, meaning help an elder, help a child, a teenager, someone in trouble, a neighbor that might need help with fixing something, whatever the case. But when you do that, your community becomes stronger and you become a better leader without even trying. You're just helping. And people will follow you happily to anything that your heart, your benevolent warrior heart, might lead you to, because of rectitude, because of all those principles. So remember that a warrior is not one who's bloodthirsty. A warrior is fighting in war for what? Doesn't matter what side you're on. What are you guys fighting for? For peace, right? To take out this one, and hopefully when we're done with these ones, hopefully we have peace. But the point is, we're fighting for peace. Crazy analogy, right? Crazy irony of that. So a warrior is always engaged in a life and death struggle, so you're adamant about finding peace, not just for yourself, but for everyone, especially in your reality. If you have a wife, your wife. If you have a child, your children. If you're a leader of the community, for a community, because you have to uphold your not only reputation, but your duty. Okay? So remember that. A warrior is always engaged in a life and death struggle for peace. Look at that. Bleeding. Oh, you can't see it, but there it is. It won't heal, man. And so that's another thing too. Eventually I'm going to cover how to heal your conditioning. Because sometimes you cut and you don't want to stop the next day or the day after. And you keep going, what's going to happen? It's going to open up again. Doesn't matter about the blood, you can wipe it off. Unless you're in the gym, yeah, you have to be careful because you have to share it with people. But this is my place, so I still clean it. But I'm saying, you might not want to give up the next day. So you have to bandage it a certain way, not because, oh, I'm bleeding. No, that's because you don't want this to get worse and worse and worse because you want to keep going. You see what I'm saying? If you keep going, it's never going to heal properly. But that's why I want to cover Wolff's Law, tiny fractures on your bones, the proper way, letting it rest the proper way, conditioning after you struck things that are a little bit hard, just striking your hand, but with that twist. Because again, not only does the chin goes that way, interesting. think I hit the chain a little too hard because I have a chain that sticks out and moves around. See, it already happened to me. So now I'm gonna have to show you guys how to condition after you've created too much of a little fracture. Oh goodness, you see right now, all the ligaments and tendons are shocked up, and that's why you get those little lumps. But if you move them around, those ligaments and tendons, instead of being all knotted up, they start to stretch out, and then you don't have that lump anymore. And you can get rid of it within 2 or 3 days instead of the Western way, ice, I forgot. Isolate, meaning don't move it. Compress, elevate, isolate, compress, elevate, and I forgot what the other one is. Medicate. So, anyways, I don't believe in that. Even though I'm a personal trainer, I've learned anatomy, all kinds of things. I'm like Mr. Miyagi. Remember when the Karate Kid gets hurt? What does he do? He does this little bath thing, and he soaks his hand or his foot. I forgot what it was. And he massages it, and then in like a day and a half, he's back to normal again. I've done that many times. Sometimes I was kicking, and then crack. I'm like, oh fuck, and I want to stop, and then nope. I kept going at it, but light, but quick, and all of a sudden, click, 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 and then it popped one more time, and then the pain went away, and I was able to kick again, like nothing in seconds, because the body will adapt. But if you isolate it, it's not gonna adapt because you're isolating it. It's weird how that works, but it really does work. Whatever you expose your body to on a consistent basis, your body will find an efficient way to make it that consistency even further, because the body wants to keep moving, moving, moving. It really does. So anyhow, gotta get going. A lot of talking, I know, but hey, trying to raise consciousness amongst us warriors, not just pound someone's face in and stuff like that. That's simple stuff. You know how to punch since when you were little. You might not know how to punch properly to protect yourself, but what if? Wow. I could be quiet about what just happened, but I'm gonna tell you, so hopefully you guys laugh. I just had a fucking bird shit on me. They're trying to tell me, hey man, we're trying to sleep up here. Literally. There it is. That's poop. It's bird poop. So that's my cue. Because I look, what time is it? Right now my time is 12:40 Pacific Standard Time in the morning. I haven't eaten anything all day. So that's how us warriors do it. Fasted. Cardio. That's my cardio right there. Alright, so now I gotta go eat. Alright, first I gotta eat up my fiber with different nuts and different dark chocolate and different things that's gonna help my microbiome, which I do Greek yogurt, a small amount, almost like what you would do for a cereal, but I do it that way, with blueberries and things like that. And then after I eat the normal light meal, and then that is only one meal in about a 36-hour period. I don't go by 24 hours, and I only sleep like 4 hours, and I've been doing this for nearly 3 decades. And you see my body, 3 decades, and I'm actually older than 3 decades, believe it or not. So if you're like 24 years old watching this, I'm literally old enough to be your father. And look how I look. Forget about this monkey looking face. I'm talking about my body. That's the wonderful art of living holistically. All right. So gotta get going. Train with the warrior within. Never search outside. Even though you might be watching this video, what brought you here? Yourself. So you're not looking outside. You just found me. I'm a reflection. You're like, hey, I can do that. Wow, I see how he does that. I can do that, but the way he did it, I can do it better. But thank you for showing me that, and I can teach him something. And then you type it on, and then I'll learn from that. Gotta get going. One love, one light, under one life, under one source. For together, our light will shine much brighter. Don't forget, the fight will be worth it, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional. The universe within, the universe, YOUniverse, will reciprocate dearly. Alright? And I'm Jesus Nezaya Medina, the creator of the 1, 2, 3, 4 flush, aka, meaning me, not the program. Me, aka Striker. As you can see, I strike a lot. So I gotta get going. Don't forget your limited creativity. Pain is temporary, pride is eternal, fulfillment lasts forever. Make the fight worth it, alright? I truly love you, benevolent warriors. It may sound cliche, but I do. This is why I do what I do so late and so crazy, like to try to inspire you. But please, hey, reciprocate. Write some comments down and challenge me like King Groove 713. He challenged me last time to do a few little combos, and I did it. Then we had a growth man, and I think his name was Jose. How did I forget? Rojas. He was giving me some good feedback as well. There was a group. I almost want to say Boogeyman, but it was something like Boogman or something like that. He also put some nice comments before, so gotta get going. And is there any more comments? Nothing. Oh, there is one. There he is, Jose Rojas. Holy shit, he did come back. So chop the tree down. Exactly. Thank you, brother. I swear to God, I didn't even know you were here, brother. So thank you. Jose Rojas, I didn't know you were here. So I started mentioning you, and here you were. That's the law of attraction. In my world, you weren't here. I mentioned you, and I checked the comments, and there you were. I gotta get going. Thank you, brother Grossman, definitely. 340? What do you mean by that? Is that an area code or 340 fights? So anyhow, gotta get going. Thank you, Jose Rojas. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Grossman. If you come back, King Groove, thank you so much for dropping that. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and then there was one more that you put the real power is in the spirit, not the cash. Exactly. That once you start working for cash, you have sold your spirit off. In a sense, that's the equivalent to selling your soul, because now you're not doing it for the love of it. Now you're doing it for something in return. I don't know if you guys seen that earlier, but a bird literally shit on me. Good thing it didn't fall on my forehead, man. I gotta get going before that happens, because that's the second time I see a poop fall from the tree. That's my cue. I gotta get going. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Rest well. I'll leave you off with, you might not like it, but I'm gonna put my song on, okay? Sorry, guys. Have a good night.
That you don't want to be in, because if you do, you're gonna regulate and alternate all those realities, parallel to be exact. Don't go out of body, because it might be whack for you if you don't know what to do. Astral project, that's the way it goes. But then again, if you go out of mind, you will be out of sight. So what the fuck, yo? Bring it down, cause the song will be slow, cause you will be with this old soul alone, but you wouldn't want to be, because you don't even know what to do with all that solitary. Now you see many things coming at you with so many dissonance. What the fuck you gonna do when you really see all this pressure coming at you? The pressure's gonna hit you hard. PTSD, now you know what it's gonna go on around. It's gonna be like that. Now you really don't know what to do next, because if you do, you might just wanna flex all those magic numbers.
Everyone creates the thing they dread. Men of peace create agents of war. Invaders create avengers. Victors program their future enemies. All of sheer fear. Inevitably, men die from their own remedies. What the fuck is the sense in that? live. Perception is projection, so what the fuck, bring it down with the sound and you'll see so many different perspectives that you don't wanna be in. Because if you do, you're gonna regulate and alternate all those realities. Parallel to be exact, don't go out of body because it might be whack with you if you don't know what to do. Astral project, that's the way it goes. But then again, if you go out of mind, you will be out of...
They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will and you will become unconquerable. A master among men. Be yourself. A true warrior has resolute acceptance of death, because nothing else will stop them then. Nothing. Not even death. Not even death. Not even death. You cannot defeat me. You can't make me bow down. You cannot defeat me. I will not give up. You cannot defeat me. You can't make me bow down. You cannot defeat me. Metaphysically, I transmute everything around me, so that physically I can transform the dark within to be spiritually primed to the fullest, so that no man can fool this. Warrior of the highest caliber, don't literally train as a fighter, train as a samurai, and as a soldier in the U.S. Army infantry. Fuck with me and see my fury, like Bruce Lee. I unleash my chi on me, step up to me, and my energy will dismantle utterly your mentality, and it might put you in the brink of insanity. Teach yourself a lesson, forget about me, cause I don't exist. I flow through the ether, multidimensionally I share my insights. Call me a creature, almost like a ghost. I'll teleport back home like E.T. I'll be gone in an instant, so don't blink, so don't blink, so don't blink, cause you might just miss everything. The entire course of a man's life has many times been changed by a single thought, which coming to him in a flash became a mighty power that altered the whole current of human events. History is repeated with the stories of strong-minded, resolutely willed individuals who steadfastly holding to their inner convictions have been able to inspire their fellow man, and in the face of tremendous and determined opposition have literally created out of nothing new businesses, huge empires, and new worlds. They had no monopoly of thought power. You and every man and every woman have it. All you have to do is use it. You will then become the person you envision in your imagination. Know yourself. Know your power. Never forget. Believe will supply the power which will enable you to succeed on everything you undertake. Back your belief with the resolute will